Hey, Cooter!
Joe!
Check this out. Here's Anywhere But Here, man, on this here podcast.
Oh, I like me some podcasts, man.
What y'all talking about?
We're talking about Anywhere But Here.
What's Anywhere But Here? Anywhere But Here in Mississippi?
No, man, Anywhere But Here over in England.
Hey, we ain't in England.
I know, but that's where the England's from.
What?
Hey, Cletus, remember when we went and saw that movie about the wars in the stars and they had like lightsabers and stuff like that? Well, these people here talk about things we like.
Really?
I guarantee.
Well, hot diggity damn. What we waiting for?
Anywhere But Here podcast.
Hello and welcome back to Anywhere But Here this week, episode number 55. And you can find us at abhpod.com.
Straight in there.
Yes.
Where else can you find? You can find us on Facebook and Twitter. Well, Facebook, abh.com/abhpod.
Yes, and on Twitter at abhpod.
Yes. And we will individually be retweeting ourselves on that so you can see our individual tweets.
Because we're vain.
Yeah. And we want as many people to see our tweets as possible.
You can watch us at YouTube at youtube.com/ABH podcast.
Podcast. Look at that. Good stuff.
And you can get in touch with us at Gmail.
Oh, yeah.
At abhpod@gmail.com.
Yes. That's one we usually forget.
Yeah.
And if you like what you're hearing, you could head over to abhpod.com, click on the Amazon banner in the top right-hand corner, and do your shopping.
Tell your friends as well.
Yeah, you can do
all your
that
friends
if you
and your
want.
family to, instead of having amazon.co.uk as your default Amazon destination in your browser, your favourite, so to speak.
Yes.
You can put abhpod.com in your favourites instead and go to Amazon through there. Because let's face it, everyone buys everything on Amazon nowadays.
Yeah, I spend a lot. Mine are usually like a couple of quid on books for my Kindle, which I don't think we get credit for that. Or I don't know.
We haven't kept a close eye on your spending for a little while, have we?
No,
We just
haven't.
assume that you don't get it because it's all...
And if I do, like I say, if I go on Amazon, I don't buy high ticket items. So, I mean, generally they'll either not credit you for it or it'll be pennies,
That's
which,
no good.
you know.
Well, as you can hear...
Maybe we should do a test.
Maybe, perhaps. But you guys should pick up the slack that we can't capitalise on Ant's purchases because it's his...
My
account that we're going through. So yeah, if you could just visit abhpod.com, go up to the right hand corner, click on the Amazon banner, and I sound like I've got a cold, don't I?
Yeah, I have slight cold. I think it feels like I've had a cold coming for weeks.
Just wanted to address that because right before we started recording, I didn't think I sounded like this, but now I'm
you can hear yourself in your
yeah,
headphones.
That's weird. Yeah, so go there, click on the banner, buy your stuff. We get 5% of your purchases, which is great.
For like the
because
first 20 people, and then it goes up to like 20. 20 people.
20 whole people, oh my God.
I've got a podcast and a website of all of my own. It's like a bloody spotty teen.
You do.
Yeah, so 5%, then it goes up to like 5.5% or something, I don't know, for like the next 100 people. It's a tiered thing.
So get clicking. Also, if you like us, visit iTunes, where you can leave us a review or you can put a star rating.
Yeah.
1 to 5. I guess you could put 0. I'm not really sure.
No, they don't allow 0.
Oh, do they
but
not?
don't do that.
No.
Like we said the other week, you can slag us off as much as you want, as long as you put 5 stars.
Yeah.
Because the rating system works on the stars, not the review itself.
Indeed.
Maybe it'd be funny. See what you can come up with.
Yeah, be creative with it.
You'll just get us depressed and we'll stop podcasting because we'll start taking it all to heart. You trolls.
Oh dear.
Oh dear. I need to.
Oh dear.
Yummy.
That was a nice nasal sound there.
I did step back and cover myself.
Right. I've got a lot of news to get through this week, but before we get to the news, I think it's worth mentioning some shout outs.
Well, yeah, as we just said about helping us and going social media and stuff like that.
Yeah, we've picked up a new listener this week, and he's very vocal.
He interacts like
crazy.
I've never seen.
Yeah, this is like proper how I thought people might.
Yeah,
but
and he is
so far haven't.
Yes.
But it's weird because his name is Rob Polanco. I believe he found us through Drunk Geekcast and
I think he might be
crossover.
Friends or work with because he's from Boston.
Yeah, he's from around their area.
I mean, we're
somewhere.
just speculating.
We're speculating because we don't know because we haven't really asked.
We always speculate.
He said that he listened after the crossover show with Drunk Geekcast.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, was it the live?
years.
And he actually...
He's been going back. He's done a very good job. He seems to be listening on a random basis to the episodes. They seem to be all over the place.
Yeah.
If not, he's gone through the whole catalogue very, very quickly.
Well, he did tweet out... Well, I woke up and saw it this morning, and obviously it would have been the evening just before he went to bed, and he said had an ABH pod listening day. Like, I think he was listening to us the whole day.
Yes.
I don't think I could listen to us the whole day. Like, an hour and a half is enough, I think.
I commend that
and
that kind of devotion.
And he's doing that thing as well that we were worried would happen, and it has happened a few times where he's saying, "Oh, I love this bit," and we're like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Something about cocaine smoke. I think I
It
remember
was in
vaguely.
Paddy's Day one,
Episode
wasn't it?
18, yeah. I remember vaguely a conversation that we were having that involved narcotics.
Yeah. He did actually say something that made me smile, and it was just so American.
Right.
And I said to Liz, I went, "Oh, this comment is so American," and I read it out to her, and she laughed. And he's just in the best way possible. It's not like making fun, but he said, "How can Tom drink that many Guinness beers?" And it's just the addition of the word beers on the end. It's like it's just American. It's brilliant. I love that.
It's a stout.
It did make me sweat. Yeah, that's what I said to Liz. I went, "Isn't it like an ale? No, a stout." And she was like, "Yeah, I think it's a stout." It was just.
No, but it's good. But we value the fact that you're listening to all these episodes. I believe Neil Sean as well is from Nashcast.
Yes,
he's listening.
Sean
through...
Neil. His Twitter name is Neil Sean.
Yeah,
his name is Sean
Neil. Yeah. His name is Robert Paulson.
We're never gonna get it right.
No, I'm reading out his Twitter handle.
Oh, okay. Honest.
But yeah, those guys are starting essentially from the beginning or randomly bouncing about some of the episodes. I would recommend listening to the second episode.
Did you watch that video?
What video?
He posted...
Oh, the Bobbit worm thing.
Did you watch it?
Yeah.
You know that thing on the phobias episode where I think if I've got any phobia, it is a fish-like creatures.
Yeah.
Like, and he posted that video, and it just
now-
made me go all funny and horrible inside.
Yeah. The octopus escaped.
Oh, don't. No, it's making me think of it. It's making me think that octopus getting sucked into...
Was that on the phobias episode or was that on the animal attacks episode?
The bobbit worm itself was on the animal attacks episode,
Yeah.
but I mentioned if I have
mentioned it
any
again.
phobia, it's in the sea with fish swimming around me,
Yeah.
and then the bobbit worm grabbing my toe and dragging me into its little hole.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, he Rob Polanco.
I don't think he realises what effects that had on me.
He posted a video of this bobbit worm thing that we talked about on a couple of episodes, and it's essentially a 10-foot long
Sea worm
worm
snake.
with massive pincers on its face that shoots out and grabs things as they swim by, and drag them into a hole where it eats them, but no one knows how it eats them because no one has ever been able to
Because
send
it's in
this
a little
camera
fucking
down
hole.
there.
It is a demon fucking fish worm snake thing. It
Not
was
right.
just like you see that other. What was it? What was the first one? Was it a fish? It was like
It's some sort of
cuttlefish
cuttlefish,
or some
yeah.
And it was just gradually getting closer. And
Yeah.
you're like, don't! And then the bobbit worm attacked it and it retreated. And then it went back for more. And you're like, stop it, you stupid fish.
Fish are so stupid.
And then it just... no.
It's the pulsating of the ground as it's like...
Yeah, it's just, it grabs it and pulls it into that hole. And then the ground just kind of... boom.
Yeah.
It's like the final heartbeats of that worm, the life just draining out of it,
It is.
as it dies.
So,
horrific death.
thanks to Rob for posting that video.
Yeah, lovely, brilliant, thanks. He was creeped out by the Exorcist sound, the exorcism
He
audio
was,
as well.
yeah. Yeah, I still can't listen to that.
No?
Nah, even though I know what it is,
Yeah.
there's still that that kind of...
It's terrifying,
yeah.
but you're also feeling bad for...
But yeah, I think maybe now that you know why it is that she sounds like that,
It's just as bad.
yeah.
Anyway,
freaky. Anyway,
let's
those
stop.
are callbacks to old shows, and we appreciate that people are finding our old episodes and listening through all of them.
Yeah, and if you haven't, that's the sort of stuff to expect. So
Yeah.
you feel free, go back,
Yeah,
listen
yeah,
to them.
please
if you
do.
Run out of, if you do any overtime and you run out of episodes to listen to. That's what I generally do.
Yeah, I mean, the special ones are always pretty good to go back to. I think there's
Yeah, the
there's
animal
there's a few other standout shows as well. I think like episode 2
Yeah.
is a strong one. The interviews with people like Ben Copeland of Mooley and also
Loz was brilliant.
There's a good few episodes.
We're just bigging ourselves up again, aren't we?
No.
We're talking about ourselves again, aren't we?
Yeah. Well, it's
Anyway.
it's nice to have fans, isn't it?
Yeah, and I mean, I
If
suppose
if you wanna
we
say
don't like
fans.
that word.
No, I
as
fucking
you've
hate
said.
it.
But
yeah.
if anyone's to be considered a fan, I think someone who's willing to go back and listen to that many episodes and interact. I
Yeah.
suppose we could call him a fan.
And anyone who's kind of been there from day one and has listened to
yeah.
all these shows anyway,
Yeah,
there are quite a few of them out there too.
Anywho,
And we commend them as well because they've stuck with us for over a year, whereas this guy's just cramming it in.
yeah,
I mean, I don't know which is worse.
whole year's worth of podcasts in a week.
Anyway, I have so much news, it's stupid
Yes.
because I've gone back through the Twitter and the Facebook and everything to see what people have posted. Because, the episodes up until recently, the last few episodes have been they've not been the regular show of that.
I suppose no. The last week was probably more back to the regular style.
And we was catching up on news last week. We didn't have any
Yeah.
room for Morrissey, or we didn't have any room for much, did we?
Yeah.
Really, except news.
And actually, to be fair, I've noticed a trend on the Twitter recently.
Oh, yeah?
And I noticed it this week. Mm-hmm. People have stopped sending us stories throughout the week, and they all seem to be concentrating around Saturday, Sunday sort of time. Kind of just so you don't forget. I'm going to send them to you now, so you don't forget. Because if I send it to you on Wednesday, it won't get read out.
No, and I'd like to rectify a few of those today
Good.
because there have been.
Well, do you wanna-
There've been a lot. There have been a lot. There are lots of people contribute to this show, and I think that it's only right that we get round.
Yeah, didn't Chris send one to us? No, who was it? Somebody sent one to us at the beginning of the week, I think. Or last week, I can't remember. Oh no, it was Scott.
Scott did,
Stinking
yes.
Paws, yeah, sorry, yeah.
So
We'll clear those up first, I think. Do you want to or not?
we'll try. Because this goes right back to the beginning of the year.
Oh,
Still.
wow.
There's a couple from Joe as well
Oh, yeah.
that came through at the beginning of the year. Let's see. What do we want? Something a bit controversial, let's say. You'll have to bear with my massively slow computer. I've got so many windows open. Saudi man sentenced to 80 lashes for accusing Kuwaiti pop singer of adultery on Twitter.
It's a bit harsh.
Yeah, he didn't even do anything,
He accused her of adultery. Adultery is the illegal act there.
Yeah, but we don't know whether it's true or false.
No, I suppose.
A Saudi man has been sentenced to 80 lashes and 3 months in jail after being convicted of defaming a Kuwaiti singer by accusing her of adultery on Twitter. The unidentified Saudi national allegedly accused pop singer Shams, that's her name,
Okay.
of adultery without providing proof of her affair, according to the Saudi Sabak news agency. The news agency also said he posted fabricated photos showing Shams in obscene positions.
There's a lot of S's there, isn't
There
there?
is, yeah. Shams subsequently filed a legal suit against the man.
We love this alliterative website.
The Sabak said the verdict was based on Sharia law, which states those who accuse others of adultery must be flogged. So that's part of Sharia law.
So even if it's right,
Well,
so
yeah.
even if it's proved, or I suppose the law is actually if you accuse them without evidence.
Without proof, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the.
So
that's
would that
the
be
quotes.
considered slander or
or
libel?
Libel is written.
Right.
Slander is vocalized. So this would be libel because
Yeah.
it was written and on a website. It's quite interesting because Stephen brought up the fact that what I said the other week wasn't slander; it was libel. Which is a good point. I should have known that because I learned all about that.
It doesn't.
But an interesting little sidebar to
Yeah.
this is that actually the UK has the weirdest libel laws. Like,
Okay.
if someone posts something on a website, on an American website or an Australian website or a Chilean
Yeah,
website,
yeah.
whatever,
Pull chili out there.
I don't know. Yeah, it was a weird pull. If it's printed off in Britain,
Yeah.
it can be treated as it can go through our law system as a libel case, even though
Right.
it's got nothing to do with anyone from this country, because
okay.
anything that can be printed in this country
Right.
can go to court in this country.
Okay. So if it's an American blog,
Who libels
a British
someone,
actor
yeah.
or something, and then the actor decides they want to take it to court.
Yeah, they can literally print it off of a printer here,
in their flat
yeah,
or whatever. Yeah.
and present it to a court
As
and-
evidence.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, and
mean,
that
that's fair.
person,
That's what-
that person from whichever jurisdiction
Yeah.
they're in can get sued for libel.
Has to go. Oh,
Doesn't work in any
they
other
have to be
country.
taken
It's
to
just-
justice in
It's
England.
just this country's libel law
I mean,
that
it's fair.
states that.
I mean,
And can you imagine, like before the internet,
and then
it wasn't
but American
much,
like that. If it was American, they can't say, well, freedom of speech. It's like, yeah, but that doesn't count because
It
it was
doesn't
printed
count
in
here.
England,
Yeah,
and we
exactly.
don't have that constitution.
because before the internet, obviously things would have to be published in Britain.
Yeah.
And things that were published abroad wouldn't be able.
No,
if
yeah.
someone libelled someone in a foreign press, it wouldn't be able to be brought to British court for libel. But now, because of the internet and because you can print anything at all,
It's another one of
It's
those.
just,
It's
you know.
another one of those situations where because the law hasn't changed
Yeah.
to account for new technology and new media.
yeah,
But it's still recording. Is it all recorded? All of that. Yes, it
Yeah,
has
okay.
recorded all that. Right. Okay.
oh,
We just panicked.
Do we cut that bit out?
Yes.
Okay.
I've just marked it. Right, sorry, we just had a bit of a technical fault there.
Yeah.
We're going to try and carry on when...
Okay.
Well, we can sort that out.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's where new technology, as I was saying,
Yes.
hasn't... Well, the laws haven't been changed for new technology. It's the way that reproductions of audio material,
Mm-hmm.
like CDs and things, actually taking a CD and ripping it onto iTunes. A CD that you brought and putting it on iTunes is technically illegal and breaking
Yeah.
copyright law because you are duplicating that album.
material. Yeah, that's right. But for some reason,
The law. I don't know if that law's been changed now, but obviously this
Yeah.
printed media hasn't been changed.
is an
yet.
old kind of an old press type law.
Yeah, and it hasn't been
and it hasn't
updated.
been- which is weird because now it means that people can actually successfully sue people who are libeling them.
Interesting.
Interesting
Anyhow.
little sidebar. Back to the main story, shall we?
Why?
Sorry.
Why not?
I just want to prove that I know my shit somewhere along the line.
Stephen's going to find something there.
Yeah, I know. It'll, always.
It's what he likes to do.
Yeah. The man is believed to be a fan of a rival singer. Was also fined 100,000 reals, which translates to £1,600.
So £1,600, 80 lashes, and 3 years in prison.
It's quite
For a tweet.
for just sending
That's an
a
expensive tweet.
Yeah. Or posting pictures of her in.
That is, yeah.
It just it seems for a
Extreme.
country. I mean, apparently 41% of Saudi Arabia's population uses Twitter, and the population is 28.3 million. So
That's a lot of people.
you're thinking like 12, 13 million people
Yeah, possibly.
from
yeah.
that country, and it also has the highest YouTube users per capita than any other country in the world. So there's a lot of people on social networks out there. You're not telling me that every single one who posts something a little bit trollish about someone is getting 80 lashes.
No, but the thing is, there's a lot of YouTube videos you will see in the related videos, obviously because you can't search them, and that's an Arabic language, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you see in the related sort of things in the side, a lot of the times you see a lot of Arabic lettering and writing.
Yeah.
So you can't actually find those videos when you're searching. So there's a lot of stuff on YouTube and Twitter and stuff that you don't see because it's not your native language. So you don't know what's going on, really.
Yeah. It's weird. I just it just seems a bit
extreme, I suppose,
yeah.
isn't it? I mean,
but then that's
it's
kind
the
of
lashes. It's because it's such a
it's an arcaic
sort of
method of
Yeah.
justice.
yeah. I suppose that's the best way you can put it.
Yeah, I don't know. It just smacks.
I mean, is it much better than a batarang though, to the face? That's a bit of an arcane form of justice, isn't
I
it?
suppose, but you know,
At least he looks cool when he does it.
yeah. Rather than.
I mean, the
whole
problem is when you
whips and
think of
chains.
lashes and things like that now, all I think of is the scene in Passion of the Christ.
Yeah.
That's all I think. And it's not.
No, you want to.
It's still whips and you could break the skin and
Oh, yeah.
painful, I should imagine. But it's not kind of ripping the skin
Yeah,
off.
those whips had barbs in them, didn't they?
Oh, that was horrible. I remember watching that with Liz. So I went to see it. Nice tweet there from Joe. I'll just put that on silent. What was I saying? I remember I went to watch it at the cinema. I got my free ticket from the church and went to see it. And then I thought it was brilliant. I loved it. Like, as a film, I thought it was a brilliant film.
Yeah.
I thought it was really well done. And I remember sitting down with Liz, making Liz watch it. And at that scene, she was in tears.
Yeah, I bet.
But it's because it's so brutal, that scene.
Yeah.
It is hard to watch.
Some people put it, kind of liken it to a lot of these gore porn type films, but I don't think
But it's not gratuitous violence. It's
No.
not violence for violence sake. It's violence for...
It's part of the story.
Yeah, I'm trying not to say it actually happened.
No,
I mean,
no.
that sort of thing did actually happen.
Yeah.
And probably did happen to the man named Jesus that lived back then.
Quite possibly.
Whether
he was the son of God or not.
Yes.
We're not sure. No
But-
one knows.
Yeah, it was... But it's difficult it's horrible to watch that torturous scene, but, you know, just
Yeah.
humiliated like that.
They're basically saying that, you know, the decision... it seems that the Saudi government are now going to try to censor people, or the fact that this kind of punishment is being meted out is going to force people to kind of keep their views a little bit to themselves. But to be fair, if you're spreading lies about someone and you're doing it just through, like, maybe this should happen to trolls. Do you know what I mean?
Fucking...
Maybe we should
the stuff those
lash
people
trolls.
say... The stuff those people get away with saying, it's...
Yeah,
But
I mean,
then those
this-
trolls aren't being accusatory or anything like that. They're not accusing somebody of doing something unfaithful or...
No, although
They're
you
just
do
being
get
dicks.
there have been a few trolls gone after Claire Balding, the TV presenter, the sports presenter,
been
because she's
horrible.
gone out to the Sochi Winter Olympic Games. She is a lesbian,
Yes.
and obviously there are massive anti-gay things going on out there. Around the Winter Olympics, and she's been receiving really horrible tweets saying that she should be buried. You know, she should, for going out there. Like, people.
But is it the Russians that...
No, this is people from back here.
What the...
Yeah, I know.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
I thought we were past that.
I found it on the Daily Mail website.
I thought we were past that sort of thing.
Yeah,
That's
no,
crazy.
because her partner has gone out in her defence, going after these people, basically.
Oh, cool.
And just calling out people for being homophobes in this country. Like, the fact that she's gone out there is actually much better for the gay community.
Well, yeah, it is,
because
isn't it?
She's
It's
gone
basically
out there
she's going, well, fuck
representing-
'em.
Yeah, exactly. Why not? And her partner, her wife,
Yeah.
was saying that actually, like, she could have made much more money by doing anything else back in this country, but she's gone out there to report on this.
Yeah,
And it's making a political stand as well. Like, I think she's very brave, personally.
and there's no reason she shouldn't go out there.
Yeah.
I think she's a brilliant
So do
presenter
I.
as well.
Yeah,
a
yeah,
sports presenter. I
definitely.
think she's great.
And she, as we were saying over the summer when we were talking about the Olympics, she introduced the world to Bert Lacrosse.
Yeah.
And I for one, like, that, you know, that could be her whole contribution. That could be her career. And if that one day was her entire career, it would still be legitimised for me.
Yeah, she forever.
She'd
forever
still be
your favourite
she'd still
sports
be
presenter.
a legend. Yeah. But yeah, so you know, there were some really nasty things said to her on her Twitter, and I think, you know, these people should be found and lashed as well, I believe.
And Joe agrees. Claire
Yes.
Balding is ace.
We're getting live texts from my
From
from
the
my
other room.
lounge. Yeah, so that's the one. I mean, like I say, don't.
I mean, you mentioned Sochi. Should we?
Yeah, don't say bad things about people on the internet. It might come back to bite you.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Especially if you live in an Arab country where apparently Sharia law dictates that even if there's no evidence for this, or at least provide fact when
Yes.
you're bitching about someone, then you might not get 80 lashes.
Provide some solid sort of thing to back it up. Otherwise, I just think like a fine and 3 years in prison and 80 lashes is a bit extreme for a bit of
3 months.
3 months, sorry, is a bit extreme for sort of libel comments
For just saying something
Or
a bit out of.
whatever form of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Sochi Olympic Games is going on.
Yeah, you mentioned Claire Balding and journalists in Sochi. Have you seen, like, I mean, this is a bad idea. I bet. But yeah, Sochi. So the triathlete, American bobsledder. Why does that say triathlete up above? Oh, trapped athlete. Yeah, American bobsledder Johnny Quinn has become the latest athlete in Sochi to fall foul of the rather precarious facilities. Now, I don't know if you've heard about this. They're very behind on the building.
yeah.
You know how everyone was worried that, like the UK Olympics, the London 2012 Olympics, we weren't going to be ready, and we were, and we pulled it off, and everything was fantastic.
We did,
They even got sort of like commended for the athletes' village and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But in Russia, a slightly different story. They're still building parts of the Olympic Park.
Yeah, apparently there's no floors to some of these rooms that people are staying in and stuff.
Yeah, there's shower curtains are quite a commodity.
Yep.
Like they're being traded on the black market for things like door handles. There's no hot water. Sometimes there's no water at all. And one particular, I'll read it in a minute.
Yeah.
One particular journalist was told, when the water does come back on, don't drink it because it's poisonous.
Apparently it's like yellow.
Yeah, it looks like a very dehydrated person didn't have a toilet.
Water. Yeah.
But yeah, there was a American athlete, bobsledder. He was trapped in his bathroom and he didn't have his phone with him to call for help. So he had to smash his way out of the door. So he went in, the door locked behind him and he couldn't get out. I mean, to be fair, it's like corrugated cardboard door.
Yeah.
I don't think he had to...
it's not exactly a fire door, is it? It's not solid wood.
He said, I used my bobsled push training to break out. I don't think you had to use that much. But yeah, it's just this Olympics park it's not ready.
No.
At all. Some of the tweets from the journalists. Yeah, my hotel has... So this is Stacey St. Clair. I'm not sure who she works for, but she said, my hotel has no water. If restored, the front desk say, do not use on your face because it contains something very dangerous. Also, on the bright side, I just washed my face with Evian. I'm a Kardashian or something. And there's the water.
Oh, yeah.
It looks like very dehydrated.
It looks like cider, doesn't it?
It's like Mbongo.
Yeah. Apple juice.
Yeah, apple juice or something. On the bright side, I now know what very dangerous face water looks like.
But yeah, all the rooms have got a picture of Vladimir Putin in as
Yes.
well, haven't they? Which is,
Yeah,
nice.
the reception of a hotel has no floor, but it does have this welcoming picture, which is Putin looking very stern. A pot of honey that somebody got.
Had a bee in it.
Yeah, so you can't deny where it came from.
It's like Jurassic Park, isn't it? Do you think if you could extract some
It does actually
some
look
DNA
like
from that
trapped
bee?
in amber. You can make giant dinosaur bees or something.
Maybe.
It's just disgraceful. There's curtain pole falling off.
Oh my word!
It's manhole cover.
With no cover.
Sorry,
Just
manhole with no cover.
Yeah.
I should say. Manhole cover
Missing.
Yeah. It's like people still building.
Oh,
It's just ridiculous. I mean, we'll try and post a link. There's their food. Tin peas, tin sweet corn, whatever that is, and jars of marmalade. Yeah, somebody was woken up at 6 o'clock in the morning. This is an emergency situation. Leave the building immediately. It's like... Yeah, and we were worried about London not being ready.
True.
But they're having a terrible time over there.
They are, yeah. But, we won a bronze medal in the women's snowboarding this morning.
That's the other story I found this morning, actually. Jenny Jones takes Britain's first ever medal on snow.
Yes.
So it's our first ever Winter Olympics medal? Or
snowboarding.
On the snow, skiing, snowboarding,
Yeah.
that sort of thing.
We might get a tweet
Why?
to update us.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I was watching.
Yeah.
But yeah.
The Winter Olympics is on in the other room.
Okay. I see. Yeah, so, yeah, Jenny Jones won our first bronze medal on snow.
Medal, yep.
So-
Well, because we had Amy Williams won the skeleton bob last time round. She got
Oh,
gold,
of
didn't
course,
she?
yeah.
So we have had,
So I haven't been
we've
watching
had
this.
medals before in the Winter Olympics.
I tried to watch the opening ceremony, and Chloe was sat next to me. She just went, "No, it's boring. I don't like the Olympics." She wasn't saying that when Mo Farah and
No, of course.
were like.
It's
winning
because
us
no
medals.
one, not as many people take notice of the Winter
I just don't think
Olympics.
she cares about the
No, of course
opening
not.
ceremony or the closing ceremony. She likes to watch people run or jump and stuff. Like, so the events she'd probably sit and watch with me.
It's funny because there was a massive animatronic bear, rabbit, and jaguar.
Really?
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah. They were strange looking. It
Why?
was very odd.
Are they like
the
native-
opening ceremony?
native animals?
No, I don't think
Or
so.
bears?
Maybe, I don't know. But they're the mascots. But
Okay.
they were gigantic and terrifying looking.
I don't understand why.
No, me neither. I didn't actually see that bit. I got home and it was kind of ending.
Oh, okay.
I saw the lighting of the flame and then
Was
the
it good?
fireworks. Yeah,
Oh, cool.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, but have you seen the Canadian bobsleigh team's pictures?
I may have seen an American outfit.
No. The Canadian bobsleigh
sorry.
team
Did I? I can't remember. I know I saw an outfit. That's North
have
America.
been taking
isn't it?
pictures
It's
of
close
each
enough.
other. They won
Oh, no, I didn't
best
see that.
beards of the year at the gay Canadian.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought you meant their outfits. So
The captain of the team has been blocked from using Twitter in Russia
Okay.
by the Russian authorities because they believe that he's kind of talking out against the whole anti-gay
Well,
laws
fair
and
enough.
stuff, which is fair.
well, it's a law, so I mean,
yeah.
you should respect a country's laws even if they are ridiculous.
True, but it
suppose.
doesn't matter now because they've actually blocked his access to Twitter.
Well, so he's not going to be able
so
to.
he won't be able to anyway. But here's the picture.
Well,
They've all grown quite manly beards. They're all outside in the snow in budgie smugglers.
budgie smugglers, definitely. I suppose that's the way you can. I don't know if they're speaking out about anti-gay or just saying, "Look, we're hard."
Quite
trained in
large
this stuff.
men.
I think they're probably poking fun.
Yeah,
at
they were voted beards of the week by a gay blogger when the Olympic hopeful posted.
They are
the
pretty
picture
impressive beards.
online. They are quite good beards, but they're Canadian. Of course, they can grow beards.
Yes.
Yeah, but as soon as what's his name, Justin Cripps, tried to get onto his website from his cell phone.
Yeah.
An error message came up written in Russian. He had to go to a translator to get it.
To see what was
understand
wrong.
What was wrong, and yeah, basically, it contained information prohibited by Russian law. His Twitter.
Fair enough.
feed.
Well, I mean, yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It is silly.
And he tweeted. He managed to get someone else, I guess, to tweet out.
Or he
Looks
used
like my
somebody else's
website
phone
is
or-
censored in Russia. Classic. I wonder if there's a camera in my room. So I wonder if.
Well, I suppose he posted that on his website and the picture's there, and then. Yeah. He posted it on his website. That picture's now on his website, which Russian law doesn't allow. So maybe it's not he's not banned from the internet. It's just his personal website. I don't know what it says.
Possibly, yeah.
Who knows?
But he's been talking out about it anyway. He's told CBC that the ban was pretty crazy, and just he's kind of ranting about it a little bit. It would be interesting to see what else happens to Justin
What else
Cripps.
comes out? Well, interesting to see what else
Well,
comes
he's
out
out
of
there.
it from every other country
Yeah,
as well.
true,
I mean,
exactly. If anyone else has posted things on their websites and Twitters and stuff that see whether they get censored as well. It's all about censorship today.
yeah.
But yeah, have you seen the some of the Olympic outfits this year?
I didn't know. I purposefully didn't because I saw some tweets about them,
Yeah.
and I purposefully didn't look for them.
Joe had a bit of a she tweeted a few pictures out. There's 76 bloody pictures in this. I don't want to watch all of them.
We have a update on the
do we?
British medals.
Okay.
Yeah, I never know whether to read that as Elaine or Alan. It's Elaine, isn't it? Alain. Come on, don't leave me hanging. You be wrong with me.
I'm going to say Alan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, whoever that is, Baxter won a slalom bronze in 2002, but he was stripped of it after failing a drugs test.
Nah.
So that would have been our first medal on snow,
on the snow.
but he was cheating.
Yes. Inadvertent cheating.
Oh,
We've
okay.
just been.
It was through a Vicks inhaler.
Oh, really?
Oh.
So it can obviously contained a band.
A Vicks inhaler contained something that showed up on a drugs test, and he was stripped of his medal.
Seems
We've been
fair.
reliably informed from the other room.
Seems fair, doesn't it?
Yes. Totally fair. But then you find this all the time. Like, you know, a lot of sports stars fail drug tests because of something that's in, you know, a cold medicine that they're taking.
Yeah, there are, I suppose, some cold medicines do contain a form of steroid, don't they? Or
Yes.
anything to boost your immune system or whatnot. Wow, that's an interesting outfit.
I don't even know who that is. Can't make out that.
That's very interesting. But yeah, Joe said was it the English, the British team's cardigans? Well, that's an interesting
There's
one.
the German one.
That's the one I saw.
Yeah, so the Germans have gone for a kind of almost gay rainbow affair.
I suppose, yeah, I suppose you could put it like that. I just thought it looked like something from like Beatles, Sergeant Pepper.
Yeah, a little bit. They've got kind of red flowery. The women have got red flowery trousers on. The men have got white, plain white. But their coats are like yellow blending into green, then blue on the top half. It's almost rainbowish.
It's a lot.
It's yeah. There's quite a few colours going on there. A lot of the other countries just going by flags.
And going for normal snow suits.
Britain, we're just wearing navy blue and dark claret.
I thought, didn't Joe say something about cardigans?
No, that's the Americans.
Oh, is that the Americans?
We'll get to them.
Okay.
We'll get to them eventually if this slideshow ever moves on. Because the Americans are wearing a kind of chunky knit affair. Here we go.
Oh, okay.
They're wearing
Oh,
Christmas jumpers is effectively what that is.
yeah. It's the American flag, but aren't those stars on the wrong side?
Well, there's only
Technically.
I
suppose
don't
there's
really know.
looks
It's
there's
like
on the right, on the left, and on the shoulders.
see they've got the American flag on the
Okay, yeah.
right breast and the American flag on the left arm.
Yeah.
But then they've got stars and stripes down on the bottom left or right, sorry, and
yeah.
then stars all like it's just a bit of a. It's like
It's a
someone's
lot.
gone crazy with the knitting instructions. They're like, look at how well we can knit.
Yeah, it looks like they stopped knitting, turned over the pattern, started knitting, pulled page 3 of the pattern, started knitting again.
Yeah,
Is it? Yeah.
quite special.
Okay, I take it back. That's a lot.
Yeah. But, you know, they're all about the stars and stripes.
But they do look warm.
They do. Yes. So...
Ralph Lauren, apparently.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So who am I to criticise?
It's really useful having someone doing research for us. Was it Ralph Lauren that did some other questionable uniforms? Or was that Tommy Hilfiger?
I don't know.
The SS uniforms.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. You'll have to enlighten me. I know that Stella McCartney did the British ones for the Olympics in 2012.
We're talking about blah, blah, blah. Oh, dear.
We're talking about the Second World War now, aren't we?
Yes. This is something I heard on a podcast. I had heard it before, and then I heard it on a podcast again the other week.
Which actually, talking about the Second World War, on the 3rd of January this year, a World War II bomb exploded at a construction site near near a West German town, killing a man and injuring 8 others. So we're still getting Germans to this day.
So an unexploded bomb exploded.
Yeah. The digger accidentally struck the device during excavation work in Euskirchen in the state of North Rhine-Westphalia. The machine's operator died on the spot. 2 of those hurt were critically wounded. Apparently the blast could be felt a kilometre away.
Scary, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, Hugo Boss. Sorry, there we are.
Oh, Hugo Boss
Designed the
designed the
uniforms.
SS uniforms.
Yeah.
Good lord.
Yeah, but it was because Russell Brand, wasn't it? He was at a designer awards or something, and then he made a joke about Hugo Boss and the SS uniforms,
Oh, I
and he got
vaguely
kicked
remember
out.
that now. Yeah.
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 I think we probably spoke about it on here.
Maybe. Who knows? I'm not sure.
Go back and listen and find out. So, yeah,
But yeah, so
unexploded bombs are like it's like unexploded mines and things like
Yeah.
that are just
I mean,
kind
there's
of laying
still-
there that are forgotten about.
yeah, there's still that ammunitions boat in the Thames, isn't there?
Really?
Yeah,
Which is sunk
and
and-
it was sunk during the war, and it's got a full cargo of unexploded bombs on it.
And nobody thought it was.
You
a good
can't
idea.
move it
I
because
suppose.
it's so unstable. They can't send things in for fear of blowing it up, but it's all degrading. And at some point, it will blow up and it will take out. Well, admittedly, it'll only be part of Southend and maybe the Isle of Grain.
But it's underwater, so that'll take a lot of the impact.
But they're saying there's like so many bombs and bits of ammunition on board that it will take out parts of the front of Essex and North Kent.
But they don't like. There's no way to get it.
Nope. Because it's so unstable.
Yeah, nobody
that
talks about that, and I wonder why. Because it's fucking terrifying.
It's not too far away from here either.
No, we'd
really.
probably hear it if it
Yeah, oh,
went.
definitely, yeah. If this one bomb was heard a kilometre away when it was struck by a digger.
boat.
A whole
And
boat
when we
full
talk
of
about
bombs going
boat,
on.
we're talking boat.
Yeah,
Big
like it's
ship.
an ammunition ship.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was sunk. Somehow the ammunition didn't go off when it was sunk. But it's been sitting there in the mouth of the Thames for, 60 years?
And like a river, or especially the mouth of a river, is not the most stable.
No, I mean, you've got, you've got your
Environment, like,
currents
it's constantly
and all that.
moving.
Yeah. Yeah, so I thought I'd just dig up.
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
another story that Joe sent in at the beginning of the year.
Wow. No.
Along with, let's lighten it slightly.
Please.
Because it's all a little bit censorship and bombs and things. Nando's fan spent £1,000 on meals at 85 branches in the UK to win free food for life, only to discover the competition had ended.
Like, the first thing I do when I'm looking at competitions is look at the closing date.
Yeah.
Like,
Now, this guy, he loves Nando's. He
it's
loves
good.
it.
Nando's is good.
Christopher Poole, aged 26, read the restaurant would give the coveted black card, which guarantees free food for life, to anyone who could prove they had eaten in every one of the firm's 1,031 stores worldwide.
Worldwide.
But after dining in 85 UK branches and putting on a stone, he found that the deal promoted more than 2 years ago is no longer running.
Would you not just look?
Because the point of the thing is to photograph yourself at each of these restaurants doing some
rooster.
random
That's a rooster,
thing.
isn't
And
it?
yeah, so he's put his hand on top of his head like a shark fin, but it's to, look like a rooster. And he's done it in every single picture. By this point, he's looking quite bored.
And he's looking a lot bigger in that one.
Yeah, he
However,
is. Yeah.
somebody is taking the picture.
Yeah, someone
Which
is
means somebody
enabling.
is with him.
Someone's enabling
do
this
this.
guy.
And
Really?
no, even if he had a different person at every restaurant, or even if he
Looking quite chubby in this one.
Jesus, even if he had like 2 or 3 different people traveling with him to do it,
Mm.
wouldn't you think one of them would go, "When does this competition close? When does it end?"
Yeah,
Like,
you look at the small print, don't you?
Unless I don't know, unless they just never put it out there.
Yeah, Mr. Paul from St Albans in Hertfordshire, who has even invented his own special Nando's pose. I heard about this competition to eat at every Nando's branch and thought it sounded right up my street. I love chicken and eat in there a couple of nights a week anyway.
Couple
So-
of nights a week.
I know. So I decided to embrace the challenge. I'd do anything to get my hands on a card giving me free chicken. I've dedicated a year to travelling around the UK, eating in as many of the 280 British restaurants as I can. So he still had the best part of 200 more restaurants to go.
That is ridiculous. Like, Nando's is nice, but I don't think I could eat that much.
Yeah.
Especially even normally 2 nights a week. We have it once in a blue moon.
I'm not so big on it. Like, it's fine, but I don't see what everyone gets so over the top about.
I like it.
There are people at work who are obsessed with Nando's.
I'm not upset. It's one of those things. It's like I always say McDonald's is one of those restaurants when you're in town. Oh, should we get some lunch? Yeah. What do you fancy? Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll have a
It's just
McDonald's
a quick
then.
fix. I tend to go
I class
KFC
Nando's
or-
as one of those now. KFC's so expensive.
Yeah, but it's better than...
It is. Like if I had to choose, I'd go for Burger King.
Yeah.
They're very different over here in the UK. I
They
think.
are, yes. Yeah.
We don't have as many fast food restaurants as other places.
No.
But yeah, like Burger King is my choice over McDonald's, but it's a lot more expensive.
True.
Yeah, Nando's is one of those ones. If I don't fancy anything, we're feeling a bit flush, we'll go there.
Yeah. Yeah, because it is effectively fast food.
But yeah, I've not
Dressed
eaten
up
fast
as a
food for
restaurant.
quite a while.
I can't say that because that's all I can eat at work, really,
Oh,
unless
really?
unless I take my own lunch in, which
Yeah.
I do as well. Anyway,
Sorry. Tangents.
apparently there are more than 300 Nando's in Australia. I was planning to go there next year, but then I heard the contest wasn't even valid anymore. I was gutted. It's quite a large gut now as well, I suppose.
Yeah, well, yeah. Hugely gutted.
When Nando's bosses heard about his efforts, which have seen him gain a stone in weight since the start of the year, they have now agreed to honour their old promotion if Chris can eat in the chain's 900 other branches.
Oh my god.
So it's not like, oh, this poor guy has made himself unhealthily large in
so
a short
he's
amount of
eaten
time.
80 was it 84 he's eaten at?
Yeah.
Or
85.
85 he's
Out of the
eaten at.
1,000.
That's £1,000. Yeah, if you can spend like another 10, 12 grand, you can have the free food for life card. We don't care.
But the thing is, he goes on to say, I'm thrilled that they've recognised my efforts and I'm more determined than ever to complete the challenge.
I'd be like, fucking just give me the card now, please.
I'd be sick of fucking chicken, wouldn't you? Like, just like by the time you've gone to, another 900 restaurants,
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to see any more Nando's. Like, okay, I've got my black card, I can eat for free whenever. I want a steak.
Yeah. A nice bit of gammon, pineapple ring on top, please.
Maybe it would make him vegetarian.
hell.
All I want is a nice salad.
All right, Chris, you've been on holiday this year, mate. Yeah, where'd you go? Nando's. Which one? All of them.
All of them.
Oh, Jesus. I don't think he'd even be able to get out of his house to go to a Nando's. I suppose, actually, they do a delivery service now, don't they? The one in Maidstone.
I
No, they
don't
do
know.
takeout. They do takeaway. I think they're going to do.
But the thing says you got to visit and have your photo taken. That's the thing. He can't
no, but
get
I'm
around.
saying after he's done that,
I
when
see.
he gets his
right,
black card,
yeah.
just get it delivered.
Yeah, I think that's probably the way forward. God's sake. But he'd stay with friends all over London trying to get to all the different ones in London.
No,
and
I
stuff.
mean, London nowhere's ever more than 15 minutes away
True.
with the tubes. You don't have to stay with a
ridiculous.
friend.
It's just crazy. But what I love is the fact that it's not put him off. It's not like a slap in the face. Oh, we'll give you the black card if you then go on to eat in every single other restaurant in the world.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, great. No. Fuck off.
What's that graphic there?
This is his Nando's kit. How he plans to move on to Australia. Contents of my wallet, Nando's challenge, apparently. It's his latest receipt. A gift card with the current balance of £34.06.
Jesus.
3 new loyalty cards. Each contain 11 chilies, which is enough for 9 meals, apparently. Four,
When you fill them up, you get a free
Oh, it's like a
thing.
Starbucks
It's a lot. Yeah, it's
thing or
loyalty.
something.
Yeah.
4 legacy loyalty cards. Owed 1 whole chicken and half a chicken off those. The next chicken checkbook,
Oh my god.
Oyster card to get me from one Nando's to one Doze to the next.
He calls it Doze. He's that familiar with it now.
Christ. Driving license to buy beer in Nando's. Credit card for when I have no chicken checks left. Waitrose card to buy sauces for the and a rail card to travel to all of the UK's Doze. That's his kit.
That's depressing, isn't it?
That's so fucking sad. If anyone wants to troll this guy,
So, like,
I'm not gonna lash
The
you.
funniest thing is like when he's not in Nando's to eat a Nando's chicken, he's going to Waitrose to
And
buy the
buying the
Nando's
sauces.
sauces to make his own Nando's at home.
This is what I mean, man. People are obsessed with this restaurant chain, and I just don't understand it.
Oh my god.
But yeah, you know, check out Christopher Poole online. You can check his weight loss through all his pictures, or weight gain, sorry, through all his pictures.
Do you know how he could rectify that?
What's that?
Just run from one restaurant to the
Yeah,
next.
that's true. Yeah. Try and work off the
Although
calories
no,
that way.
I've never wanted to run after eating a Nando's, to be fair.
Or anything.
On the subject of chickens, actually.
Okay.
I went on a HuffPost rant last night. I was
Right.
like, I've got no stories.
got
So I
no
just
help.
went to HuffPost and pulled front page stories that were interesting. But a scientific study.
What is that?
There is, in a paper entitled Walking Like Dinosaurs, Chickens with Artificial Tails to Provide Clues About Non-Avian Theropod Locomotion, published on PLOS ONE, PLOS1. Researchers simulated how a 7-ton T-Rex, which measured over 40 foot long, would have walked.
Right.
So they took 12 chicks
Right.
and raised them, separated them into like a control group.
Yeah.
The ones with like a stick held on by like modelling clay to emulate the dinosaur's tail.
Right.
And some with like a weight at the base of their necks, a lead weight at the base of their necks. So 4 in each group.
Right.
It's just to see, and obviously they changed the weights and everything and
Yeah.
the tail as they grew up, just to see how it would walk. To kind of, because you know, like there's been the close correlation between chickens and dinosaurs. We actually alludes to Jurassic Park in here. It says, as Sam Neill told us in Jurassic Park. Like, so they've basically done it so the chicken would change its posture
Yeah.
to see how it would walk and say, this is how we think dinosaurs walked. That's the
Okay.
only basis for it. And there's a GIF or a GIF. And the chicken has changed its style of, like, it's now not walking with its head upright.
Yeah.
It's walking horizontally. Like
Yeah.
it's from tail to tip of tail or wooden stick to its
It
head.
looks
It's kind
basically. It looks like they've shoved the plunger up its ass. Like,
it does basically. It's kind of stooped forwards.
Yeah.
And it's just changed the way it walks, and it's
And that's supposed to be how a T-Rex would
Would have walked.
probably have walked.
which they've done in films, so they already knew this.
Well, yeah.
But
it
this is
doesn't-
just proving
Yeah.
the theory. That's how they would walk. It's great. I just thought it was great.
It's one of
It's kind
those.
of cruel.
Yeah, it's a little bit weird.
It doesn't look very healthy, that chicken.
No.
Although it's only an
It's a
adolescent chick, I
chick,
suppose,
isn't it?
isn't
So
it?
it's
So
got
it's
the
just getting its
The
white
fluffy
plumage.
down and all that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I
interesting.
wonder if they took the tail off, if it would still walk
Scientists-
like that.
I don't know. That would be
It'd probably fall over, to be
yeah,
fair.
yeah, because it's so used to leaning forward to counteract the balance of the tail.
Yeah, the centre of gravity's changed. I want to see the one with the lead
Scientists-
weight at the base of its neck.
Yeah, I think that I think if they put that as a GIF,
It would be more up. I think it would be more upright.
No, at the
to be
base of
fair.
the neck. It's
Well,
gonna
it's
pull it
on the
down,
back of
isn't
the
it?
neck.
Oh, I see. Right, yeah, mate. Don't know.
I don't know.
I think people would have issues with that more than they would this. This looks silly, whereas the other one would probably look quite cruel.
Yeah, to be fair, yeah.
Are scientists all
Now, one group of
stoned?
scientists has taken this theory one step further by attaching what looks like a plunger to the chicken's
there
bottom.
you go.
There you go.
Are they not all just stoned? They're not just scientists in general. These people are like, let's grow an ear on the back of a mouse.
It is one of those weird. It's. I mean, we're actually. I told you when I came that me and Liz watched The Amazing Spider-Man again last night.
yeah, yeah.
Fucking brilliant film.
Yeah, it's great.
I love it, and it is all about cross-species genetics, isn't
Yes, yes, it is.
Which is
Trying to regenerate amputees'
With
limbs
lizard.
via lizard DNA.
yeah. Like you were saying, growing the ear on the back of scientists are just. I suppose it's like the mad scientist thing, isn't it? It's true.
Yeah.
Scientists are mad.
They are a bit crazy.
Some of them, like, how
But
are
they
we
get
going to
paid for this as well, you know. They get government
Yeah.
grants to stick a plunger up a chicken's ass to see how it'd walk.
Yeah, amazing. Oh, fucking, they're better than like most people, though. At least that. No, I was going to say it's useful. That's not useful.
I don't think it is. That's the thing. Like, what's it going towards?
It's not going towards it. It just proves something.
Something we already kind of knew.
Yeah. It's great stuff.
Oh dear.
I thought that was funny.
I'm trying to think of
Sorry.
a way to kind of
Segue onto
Segue,
something.
but I don't
Well, I was
know
going to
whether I
say
can.
scientists are better than general UK population.
right.
Or we could go
okay.
to animals. Do you want to go animals, or do we want to go to horrible UK population?
Oh, let's stay on animals.
Stay on animals.
Yeah, why not?
UK weather, the terrible weather we've been getting.
Yes, I'm not looking at the headline.
Okay, the terrible weather, as you can see outside now.
It's very windy.
This is horrific.
Well,
No, this story
Oh.
is horrific potentially, but also kind of funny in the way,
Right.
like the same way as the chicken ones. We've been warned, UK weather, cats could be blown away. My latest storm to batter Britain.
oh,
So there's a great picture of a cat jumping.
just because they can. Good old HuffPo.
Yeah, it's kind of like, oh, we need to simulate a cat being blown. Let's get one jumping in the air. Brilliant. Stop. Yeah. So it just says, do you own a cat? Watch out. It could be whisked away in the style of Dorothy being taken to Oz. But yeah, it's just this warning that like your pets, don't leave them outside. They could end up like a cow in Twister. That's it.
Righto. So batten down your cats.
Yeah, I just think that the image is kind
Brilliant.
of
I like
the thought
it.
is horrible because we've got 2 cats at home, and I have let them out over the last couple of days. I'm kind of,
And now
but
you're like,
the lucky thing is we're far enough inland and east that it's not going to affect, because it's the west coast that it's just being hammered.
yeah, it's ridiculous, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like railway lines have been eroded to the point where the tracks are just hanging out over.
Yeah, the
like,
bricks
it's
and
ridiculous.
stuff underneath
yeah.
have been blown off, and then the track's just suspended.
Yeah, like all the ground underneath the tracks has been kind of washed away, and they're just suspended over thin air. It's ridiculous. It's crazy. No one can get in and out of Cornwall on the railway,
No.
which is mad.
Yeah, that's the worst part about it as well. Like the southwest is it is a very narrow stretch of land, so
Yeah,
it
it's
doesn't
a
matter if you're in
peninsula,
the
isn't it?
middle of that stretch of land. You're still close
Yeah,
to
yeah.
the sea. You're still close to the worst of the
And
weather.
there's a lot of places. I used to go down to Cornwall a lot when I was a kid, and there's a lot of places that I see on the news where I'm like, I've been there, and now it's like destroyed.
Underwater.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, I've actually been in North Devon when there was hurricane weather down there. Like we were in a caravan close to the edge of a cliff.
Sod that.
Yeah, it was quite worrying.
Because even around here, like places around Beachy Head and that, the cliffs have been giving way and
Yeah,
stuff.
did you see that?
Yeah.
That picture of that car park. Oh, Christ, that was scary.
Madness.
A woman I work with, she lives in a caravan park, in mobile home park. We can't call them caravan, it's mobile home park. It's static caravans, isn't it? Down in Yalding, and she was woken up at 1 o'clock in the morning Thursday.
Right.
And basically the police knocked on her caravan door and was like, you've got to leave. Like, it's knee deep now. You've
Yeah.
got to leave. And she ended up sleeping in the church, on a church pew.
Bloody
Because
hell. What are you going to do? Yeah.
like, yeah, 'cause she said she went to somebody's over Christmas Day. I think it was, she went to somebody else's house over Christmas period, and when she got back, like her caravan, they're on floats now. They're really cool. They're like on floats and they're on these arms. So
Okay.
when the water rises, the caravan kind of goes up and
Oh,
back,
right,
kind of
okay.
moves
Yeah.
with the flow of water. So she went back and it was up in the air. It was mad.
Very
Absolutely mad.
strange.
But yeah, she was woken up because she had to, and that's, Maidstone, which is
Yeah, it's really not far from here at all. It's just lucky that both of us live up a hill.
yes. And the only
Really?
reason that happened in Yalding is because they opened the sluice further down the river.
Yeah.
So they let the water out. Oh no, look, Ashford or Tunbridge or something is
Yeah.
flooded. Let's let the water out. And then Yalding's like, yeah, excuse me,
Well, we're on the water table.
Yes.
Yeah.
excuse me, you've just flooded Yalding now.
Yeah,
Thanks.
it's crazy because David Cameron visited there and got an earful off people.
Yeah.
Last week, didn't he?
But the problem
Saw
is,
it on
like
the
I said to her, why can't they just open the sluice further down the river? So empty that river and then empty the next one up and then empty the next one up. She said they can't because of the boats. Because if you
Yeah.
let the water out, the boats are grounded, damages
Yeah.
the boats. It's
Yeah.
like, what do you do?
Well,
I'd hate to be emergency planning.
next year our tax is going to be insane, isn't
Oh,
it?
because of this.
Yeah,
Yeah, probably.
because they're going to need to claw
Find out
some
in
back.
April.
Yeah, exactly. Start of the new financial year.
We'll find out. We go and get our tax bill.
Then we might be begging you to buy everything from Amazon.
Please.
Subsidise our incomes.
Yes, definitely. Oh. No, because then we'd have to do tax forms and stuff.
Yeah.
Self-employed
I don't
taxes.
think we'll ever get that much money off this.
Americans are going to laugh at us again because we're worrying about having to do our own taxes. It's all taken care of for us.
True. Yes, it is. By our various employers.
Yeah. Do we have to?
Again, animals. Oh, hello. Loz, who we mentioned at the beginning of the episode.
Yes.
He works now. Well, he's gone to uni to do some sort of veterinarian type course, and he's going to end up working in a zoo. I believe he wants to be a
that'd be
zookeeper
awesome.
or something, doesn't he? Which you know.
Yeah, I wanted to do that a little while
He keeps
ago.
posting pictures of him with elephants and horses and all sorts of animals.
Well, I went for a period when I was part-time employed. I used to watch Longleat, which is
yeah,
a wildlife
yeah.
park, a show about the wildlife park, and I was like, I really wouldn't mind being a zoo, working somewhere like that.
Yeah.
As an animal keeper, zookeeper, whatever you want to call it.
True. But apparently,
But I wouldn't ever do it.
a zoo in Copenhagen has had to put down a surplus giraffe.
Because there was too many.
Too many of them. There was a bid to save the giraffe, which thousands of people had signed online, appealing for a change of heart over the cull of the 2-year-old. 2 years old.
It was put down because
The
didn't
zoo
have
said it
space
had
for
no choice because of its duty to avoid inbreeding. Marius, the giraffe.
If it's that much of a problem, just give it to another zoo.
Yeah, or I suppose there's you could neuter or spay it or whatever.
Yeah, you could
Surely
do any
there's
number of things. Oh, that costs
sterilisation.
money. So does putting it down and disposing of the body.
Yeah. Due to be
You're regretting reading this now,
yeah,
aren't you?
Marius was due to be killed by a bolt gun, not a lethal injection, which would contaminate the meat. The carcass will partly be used for research and partly to feed carnivores at the zoo.
That's horrific.
Yeah. The UK's Yorkshire Wildlife Park, which has a state-of-the-art giraffe house and the capacity for an extra male, was among several zoos which reportedly put in a large-ditch offer to take Marius in. Stine Jensen from Denmark's Organisation Against the Suffering of Animals said Copenhagen Zoo was behaving unethically, which I think we can agree on.
Well, if they had offers,
If other zoos have said we can take it,
here's some money, we'll take it, we'll pay for the transport costs as well.
yeah. I mean, that's
And they just
awful,
went,
isn't it?
no, it's fine, we'll put him down, it's fine. Despite
Yeah.
the fact that animals should not be kept in captivity anyway.
Well, yeah, this is true.
So you're already doing something fairly unethical by keeping it in a wildlife park. You should have free roam in Africa or, rah. And now you put it down because you ain't got space for it and you can't be bothered to transport it.
Yeah. The scientific director at the Danish zoo, Beng Holst, defended the destruction of the animal, saying that the giraffes at the zoo bred very well, and where this was the case, giraffes had to be selected to ensure the best genes were being passed down to ensure the animal's long-term survival.
But doesn't explain why they wouldn't pass it on to another zoo.
If it's, it's pretty barbaric, and it shocks me. And yeah, Loz feels obviously quite strongly about it, so I thought we would kind of bring it up on here. It's just nasty. There's no need. If there's other places out there that are willing to look after it, why put it down?
Yeah,
It's senseless. It's only 2 years old as well. Like,
for research
yeah.
and feeding other animals is probably just a cost-cutting thing. Free meat.
We'll put that down. We don't have to buy any more lion food.
Yeah, cost-cutting.
Madness, isn't it? Horrible.
Yeah,
Nah.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've just closed one that I didn't mean to close.
Oh.
Oh well. Another person who's we said that Scott sent us through a thing at the beginning
That
of this
was it, yes.
of this week, and this is an amazing tale of survival now. Human survival, in fact. a man that it doesn't have his name at the beginning of this thing. I should have looked it up, but I didn't. Jose Ivan.
Okay.
Came ashore on the remote Pacific island of where is it? This is shit. The Eben Atoll, which is in the middle of the Pacific. It's in the Marshall Islands. It's a tiny little atoll.
Right, yeah.
There's a picture of it further down.
Yeah.
It looks like a heart.
Oh,
From
really?
Yeah, that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's the picture of it from above, and it's just like a ring of sandbars.
Oh, so it's not even an island as such.
Not really, but it is populated.
By people?
A couple of people. He came adrift he was adrift for 16 months, and he just kind of washed up ashore on this tiny island in the Marshall Islands in the middle of the Pacific. Apparently, a Mexican man with long hair and a beard, wearing only ragged underpants, washed up on the barely populated atoll in the Marshall Islands in a 24-foot fiberglass boat and was spotted by 2 locals on Thursday. Now, this was Thursday before last.
Yeah.
Identifying himself as Jose Ivan, he told his rescuers that he set sail from Mexico to El Salvador in September 2012 with a companion who died several months ago. He is believed to have drifted about 6,000 miles. Iona de Brum, the mayor of Eben Atoll, the southernmost cluster of islands in one of the world's most remote countries, said the man is being fed and is communicating using drawings because he cannot speak English and she can't speak Spanish. We've been feeding him nutritious island food and he's getting better, Mr. Brum told AFP.
What did he eat for those months he was adrift?
We're going to get to that.
Okay.
He has pain in both his knees, so he cannot stand up by himself. Otherwise, he's okay. The man apparently survived at sea by eating turtles, birds, and fish, and drinking turtle blood when there was no rain. A turtle was found aboard his boat when it landed on the atoll.
How did he catch them?
With his bare hands.
Wow. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Why was he sailing from Mexico to El Salvador?
I don't know. They're in the same country, aren't they? Oh, no, El Salvador is not. El Salvador is a country. Yeah, well...
Yeah. It's not very far.
Yeah, it's still crossing borders via the sea.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not to stereotype.
The Marshall Islands, a country of 60,000 people which gained independence from the United States in 1986, has sent a patrol boat to pick up Mr. Ivan and bring him back to the capital, Majuro, several hundred miles away. The boat is likely to reach him late on Saturday and return on Sunday, and I don't know whether that means this weekend.
Yeah.
Or last weekend. I can't, He'll be taken to hospital and questioned by authorities.
Yep.
Ji Leongbing, the acting Secretary of Foreign Affairs, says details will be verified and arrangements would then be made with the Mexican government to begin the repatriation
Oh
process.
my God.
Because he's been missing
After all of that, they're going to send him back to Mexico.
Because he's been missing from Mexico for 1.5 years.
Yeah. That is insane.
Which is madness.
They're going to send him back to Mexico.
Yeah, probably somewhere
After all that
he
effort.
didn't want to be in the first place by the sounds
There's
of
a
it.
reason.
Details of the man's ordeal remain sketchy and have largely emerged from accounts by 2 people that he's spoken to at Eben Atoll, Ms. de Brum and Ola Fieldstad, a Norwegian anthropology student doing research on the atoll. The atoll has only one telephone.
What is that country?
It's part of the Marshall Islands, but it's really far away from the main cluster of islands, apparently. Mr. Ivan's boat had engines without propellers, but floated ashore, and he had no fishing gear. According to Ola Fieldstad, he apparently caught his food by hand.
Wow.
Ms. de Brum said the small group of residents on Eben Atoll were trying to feed him, and had supplied him with clothes and mosquito coils. He said he was on his way to El Salvador by boat when it started drifting. I've gotten to know him through pictures he's drawing. It's been difficult trying to communicate with him. The journey across the Pacific from Mexico to the Marshall Islands is virtually an uninterrupted expanse of ocean. If he had not come ashore on Eben Atoll, he would have needed to travel a further 1,000 miles to reach Papua New Guinea or the Solomon Islands.
Jeez.
Like, if he hadn't landed on that tiny sandbar, it would have taken him another half a year.
That's insane.
Apparently, the Marshall Islands and other remote Pacific states, such as Kiribati, have become somewhat used to rescuing survivors off floating vessels. In 2006, 3 Mexican fishermen made international headlines when they were discovered drifting, also in a small fiberglass boat near the Marshall Islands, 9 months after setting out on a shark fishing expedition. They survived on a diet of rainwater, raw fish and seabirds, once using their bare hands to catch a shark. They kept their hope alive by reading the Bible.
Works for some.
Fuck that. Like, getting so hungry that you literally get in the water and wrestle a shark to death.
Yeah. I
eat
love how some websites, like the pictures they use. You got a picture of the Marshall Islands, you got a picture of that sandbar he's on.
Yeah, you've
also got a picture of, a video.
The trailer from Life of Pi about fly fishing. So I suppose they're saying that he might have caught flying fish as they flew over his boat. I don't know, maybe. But they're using the Life of Pi to illustrate that.
It's exactly the same.
And further up, Tom Hanks in Castaway.
Yeah.
Why?
It's the I'm Sorry Wilson scene as well.
But that's an amazing feat.
It's a crazy story.
Didn't need to have Tom Hanks in there. Didn't need to have Life of Pi in
No,
there.
it's a good story in its own. Oh, in case you didn't know what we were talking about.
I mean, obviously
here's
there are no pictures from there because it's far away. Like no one there. There's one telephone.
Yeah.
Let alone cameras or
news,
mobile phones or papers or whatever.
You don't need. It's like if you didn't know what it was like, then here's a couple of films you can watch.
Yeah. If you can't imagine being cast adrift, here's
traveling for days on a boat. Here's Life of Pi. If you don't know what it's like being trapped on an island, here's Castaway. Not exactly the same because at least where the Mexican man lived, there were people.
Yeah. He was found by people.
He wasn't a castaway. No. Well, he was, but not a you know.
In a way,
it's
it just it didn't need those 2 videos in it.
That's quite an incredible story.
But amazing story of survival. I don't know if I would have the strength to, if I was that thirsty, catch a turtle and drain its blood and drink its blood.
The thing is, it's survival instinct kicks in. You don't know unless it happens to you. You don't really know what you're capable of, do you?
Yeah, and it's amazing.
Oh well.
But so thanks to Scott from Stinking Paws for that. There is, of course, Phillip Seymour Hoffamn.
Oh, I suppose we'll have to mention that briefly.
Yeah. Just after the show last week, I found out that Phillip Seymour Hoffamn had died in his apartment in New York.
Yeah.
Which is terrible because he's a great actor. He's been in some of... he recently starred and had a major role in Catching Fire, the Hunger Games, second Hunger Games film. And he would have gone on to have had a major part in the third one. So I'm not entirely sure how they're going to get around that.
Scott did actually Facebook or tweet. I mean, I feel like the same as you. I feel disgusting for it. The first thought that popped into my head was, what about the Hunger Games? Which is disgusting. Like, that was one of the first thoughts that popped into my head, and it's just like, ugh. Yeah. I don't like myself for that, but that's generally what happens.
Yeah, after the first thought I had was,
I
was found in his bathroom. Is it drugs?
Yeah, yeah. But then you do think about Hunger Games.
Yeah.
But Scott did send a tweet, or I don't know, he sent something and he said that you were right. The most of the film, he has filmed most of it, but the final scene of his, I think they're going to CG it. Oh
right, they're going to do an Oliver's like they did in Gladiator with
I don't know, I can't remember. But it's what you did post it, didn't you?
Yeah.
But yeah, so they are going to superimpose, CG version of him.
Yeah.
But one thing that I found horrible as well is, I think it was the HuffPost website, and they had a thing about his funeral, and all it was which celebrities attended his funeral. Yeah, I know. That's just, it's like, ugh. It's nasty, isn't it? Oliver Reed. That's it. Yeah. Was in Gladiator. He died halfway through Gladiator, and they CG'd his performance for half the film, pretty much. So I suppose, that'll be the same that they do with the Mockingjay. Yes. But yeah, you're right. It's just like among those at the Church of St.
Ignatius, Loyola
think that's
were Meryl Streep, Kate Blanchett, Ethan Hawke, Spike Lee, and other show business figures. Who cares?
Yeah, it's
quite
like all that
honestly?
stuff that he did.
Yeah,
What
like,
that man.
talk about his film career. Talk about him winning an Oscar for Capote. You know, I don't think it comes into this.
I don't care if Ethan Hawke was at his
No,
funeral.
I
to be
don't give a
quite honest
shit.
with you.
Like, look, you know, let's photograph them and show photographs of people in glasses. There's nothing on here about his acting career, and this is the BBC.
Yes.
It just goes on to say he was found with a syringe in his arm at his home in Manhattan.
There's a
It's
few bags of-
suspected he died of a heroin overdose, but the post-mortem has come back inconclusive.
I think it's another case there, like the Amy Winehouse case, where
Yeah.
they've been sober for so long, and when they jump back on the wagon,
I
as you
didn't
might say-
even know he'd had a problem.
Or fall
with
off the
drugs,
wagon.
actually.
Sorry, no, I wasn't aware until I started reading about it. It was when he was
Yeah.
23, I think.
Yeah,
And 23 years sobriety. Sorry. And then the problem is when you jump back on it and you're trying to go back to what you used to do,
yeah,
and your body can't handle it.
yeah, that's right. I
And
mean,
unfortunately, you.
it ends up like this. But yeah, there's nothing on here about his career, and I think that's awful. Quite honestly, because he had a career. Why not talk
A
about
very,
that?
very successful
Yeah.
career.
Like I say, he won Best Actor Oscar for playing Truman Capote. And he played one of the best villains in the Mission Impossible series.
Yes.
I
yeah,
thought that Mission Impossible 3, his villain in that is awesome.
I don't know if I've seen 3, to be fair. I know the quote, though, that Kevin Smith does.
Yeah.
Do you
It's
have a
that.
wife or a girlfriend?
I'm going to find her. I'm going to hurt her. And then I'm going to kill you.
Yeah.
And it's just, he's amazing. And
It is
Yeah,
a
I
shame
just
you
think-
won't get to see more from him.
yeah. But obviously he had troubles with it in the past. And like you say, he kind of relapsed and tried to go back to the levels that he was doing 20 odd years before. And that never works.
No, unfortunate.
So very sad and horrible for his family, who obviously are suffering. And but like I say, the worst injustice of all of it is that no one's concentrating on his career.
No, it is disgusting. It's unfortunate. It's a very, very similar situation to Heath Ledger, isn't it?
Yeah,
Like
precisely.
filming potentially the biggest films of their career, and then they just relapse, and unfortunately,
and this
it's-
happens. But yeah. Yeah, horrible stuff. I don't really have anything funny to go out on.
I don't have anything funny, but it's kind of interesting. Have you heard of Flappy Bird?
I have. I've only heard it from the internet and people saying.
Have you made
how
the
to-
mistake of downloading it and started playing it?
No, I won't.
I
have
almost
then?
didn't.
Oh, really?
I almost didn't, but I did download it, and it is frustrating as fuck.
Right.
Very, very simple game. They're the best games ever. The
Yeah.
simple ones, or not the best, but they're the ones that people get addicted to.
Yeah.
But the creator Doug Nguyen, Nguyen,
Yeah.
him says he can't take the success anymore because it's been up since last year. Like it's been around for months and months and months, but people have just suddenly got onto it. But the creator said, "I'm sorry, Flappy Bird users. This was on the 8th. 22 hours from now, I will take Flappy Bird down. I cannot take this anymore." When was the yesterday? Oh, it was yesterday he posted that. So it's going to be, and it's nothing legal issues. He just can't keep it anymore. Also, I don't sell Flappy Bird. Please don't ask. And I still make games. Yes, it's one of those things. It's because of its success.
Yeah.
It makes $50,000 a day in ad revenue.
That's insane.
But because of its success, he can't handle the success of the game anymore. So he's going to stop it. He's just going to take it down.
Fair play. If it's ruining your life that much.
Yeah, it's just mad, isn't it?
Yeah. I'd seen the screenshots and assumed that was something to do with Mario.
Yeah, no, that's Flappy Bird.
Okay.
It is like Mario-like teleport pipes. And there's just a gap in them. And it's
Right.
at random intervals, the gap. Like
Okay.
random heights. And you just have to keep tapping to keep the bird flying,
Right.
and you have to get through the gaps.
Okay.
That's it.
Oh, right. But it's become such.
It's
a
like
phenomenon.
it's one of those endless runner games.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like that style of thing. You just
Right.
keep going, and it just randomly. Yeah.
Okay.
Try and go as much as you can. I think my high scores, I got through 19 pipes, which took me about 2 days. Well, I
gonna
mean,
say,
I only
it's-
played for about like 15 minutes a time for 2 days. It's one of those things that everyone will just go, "Yeah, I'm done."
Yeah, yeah. Like if you took Angry Birds away, no one would actually miss it.
No.
You know, it's.
Well, maybe. I don't know.
I have it, and I've played quite a bit of it.
Yes.
But I don't think I can go for long times without playing it.
But when you first got it, you couldn't stop playing it, and now
Kind
you
of.
kind of go back to it whenever you can't think of anything else to do.
Yeah,
You're
kind
sitting
of.
there. Oh, adverts! I'll just play. Yeah, it is. I don't know, but he's gonna pull it off the app stores and things.
Poor guy. Hopefully, he'll come up with something slightly less successful next time round, eh?
Yeah. Like, what was it? £30,000. It was $50,000. £30,000 a day.
That's mental. We need to start creating games.
I'm trying to think. We'll replace it.
Yeah.
Flappy Bird with something else.
Flappy
Flying Bird.
Yeah.
Tappy Bird.
Tappy Bird. Yeah. Okay. I like it.
Copyright. It's probably already there. It's probably
yeah.
already in production, that one. Tappy Bird.
Quite possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have, like I say, I think maybe I should have kept some of those funny stories till the end, perhaps go out on a high.
Yeah, never mind.
Because I got nothing unless you want Morrissey.
Well, we're like quite a
And we're
way
at an
into
hour
it.
and 20 minutes
Well,
in.
15,
so we
about
should
5 minutes.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, good point. So it's been a bit of a weird one. That kind of threw us, I think.
I don't know.
But we're fine.
It was a lot of
But
news
yeah, there's
again.
a lot of news to get through. I've still got a couple of bits, but to be fair, one of them's about 3 years old, actually, about Britain's youngest grandparent, and I posted that on the Facebook page anyway.
Yeah, we saw that on Facebook, so...
It's pretty disgusting.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, just slightly.
And yeah, No, that's fine. I
Yeah,
think
we'll-
that's probably it for this week. We've probably exhausted your time.
Yeah. We peaked in the middle and then kind of tapered off.
Coasted towards the end because we had all the nasty stuff. We really should plan out these episodes slightly more, shouldn't we?
That wouldn't
But
be
that
us.
would take away from our charm,
Yes.
apparently, if we
Well, yeah.
if we started actually taking this seriously and doing it properly.
Oh, never mind.
Anyway, for this week, thank you for listening. I've been Tom.
I've been Ant.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Anywhere But Here podcast. Well, that's an hour of your life you won't get back.
And 20.